hope lives, always. During this time of isolation, many have spent significant time watching the news, listening for reports from the CDC and from local and national leaders concerning the spread of the coronavirus. This news is as easy to find as it is understandably scary. The problem is so big and so widespread that it's led many to feel helpless and even insignificant. The size and scope of this global crisis causes many to long for a miracle and causes others to question if miracles are real. This is a question that I'm asked often as a pastor. Are miracles real? Like the question of where is God in the face of this struggle, which I reflected on in another one of these videos. There's nothing wrong with asking this question. It's an honest question. And I want to give you an equally honest answer. One that is not canned or filled with truisms. One that I didn't learn from my religious education or the books that you see on the shelves behind me. But one that I learned as a father, taught to me by my daughter when she was 2 years old. It was in the winter here in North Carolina. And being where we live in North Carolina, we often long for snow, to see that white powder draped over roofs and tree branches, shimmering in the sunlight. Yet we rarely get snow. Instead, we're often greeted by snow's hormonal adolescent cousin, ice storms, where every single drop of water that often we didn't even know was present freezes over in heavy heaps that pulls down tree branches and creates sheets of ice that slide off roofs, turning backyards and decks into the booby-trap-filled tombs from the Indiana Jones movies. It was after one of these storms, and after I made sure that the glacial tripwires and frosty claymores in my yard lied dormant and inactive, that I walked with my 2-year-old out in the yard to play. As I looked around, keeping a weary eye on the branches of the trees, I hear my little girl exclaim with glee, "Daddy, I see a miracle! A miracle happened!" I looked to see her turn over a sandbox toy that was now filled with ice, and I watched her jump and clap her hands as the ice block fell out, molded in the shape of the toy that had rested inside moments before. Soon she ran through the yard, ran through the crunching grass, turning over every toy that she had left outside. And each time the icy casts fell out, she would announce with wonder, "Look, Dad, another miracle. There's a miracle over here too, and another miracle. Dad, the world is filled with miracles." Indeed. What she taught me that day, as she lifted each cold, glassy shape in the air, is that miracles often exist all around me, but I choose not to see them as the miracles they are. Because they're not the kinds of miracles that I've decided are valid. I think we all do this. We fail to see and recognize the miracles before us because they're not the ones we're looking for. As we sit glued to TV news and constantly refresh web pages of reports of closures, many of us do so longing for specific miracles, like a new vaccine for the coronavirus, or news that the virus has just naturally stopped being active, or reports that cases of infected people has dropped to 0 overnight. All of these things would be miracles, and I believe that all are possible. But there are other miracles unfolding all around us that we will fail to notice if we decide that those things are the only miracles that are real. It is a miracle that parents all over the world who are forced for the first time to educate their own children have developed a newfound respect for the work of teachers and educators. It is a miracle that churches and communities of faith that for so long have adopted a come to us mindset have already found new ways to care for people and reach out to them in love. It is a miracle that groups that were once defined by how divided and divisive they are around politics and religion and identity are finding ways to stand together and listen to one another. Because we're all in this together. May we continue to hope for miracles. But may we also recognize and proclaim the miracles unfolding all around us. Like my daughter said, the world is filled with miracles. Because hope lives always.